yes, welcome to Couch Pilots. All of you are my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but you can call me whatever you want. Just, don't call me late for dinner.
Hey-o! I knew that was coming.
And with me, as always, is Captain Philip Pressisher. And just don't call him late for dinner.
Yeah. Me and Molly actually had a fight last night about dinner.
Did someone get called late for dinner?
She was late making me dinner.
Oh,
Hey-o.
here you go. Oh, my goodness. I got to get the...
Yeah. Thanks. We should...
Put all those on the board? Same board?
You know what? To be honest with you, I probably should. I've learned in the last 24 hours that I'm an asshole and very poor at communication skills. Does that sound right? I mean, you've known me for a long time.
I don't think you're an asshole. You're very particular.
Yeah.
And you like things a certain way, and I try to stay out of the way because I see things coming. And but as far as being a communicator, I think
is it hard to be my friend? Is it like
no?
Is it work?
No,
okay,
no,
that's
it's not work.
Because my wife says it's work to be like in a relationship with me.
Well, you have to sleep next to her every night. You and I have only slept next to each other 40, 50 times.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, speaking of sleeping next to her, the other night she went to the Moose and she did shots. She did Vegas bombs with her friend, her shot friend Terry.
Terry, did you send? Is that the guy you're sending pictures of?
Yeah.
Were they doing the Vegas shots in those photos?
Yeah. And she did 4 shots in like less than 2 hours. I won't give you all the gory details, but at one time she was laying in bed and she's like, "The room is spinning. The room is spinning." I said, "Put one foot on the floor," and she goes, "It is," and I go, No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Terry is a huge fucking fat guy, right?
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a nice fella.
Oh, he's a teddy bear.
He's not manhandling your woman, is he?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
But hey,
more
power to him.
What kind of drunk is Molly?
There is 3 stages of drunk Molly.
This is great. Okay.
The first stage of drunk Molly is having a good time, laughing, joking.
Classic first stage.
Yeah, exactly. Just enjoying herself. Second stage is the you don't want her to go you don't want her to go to stage 2. You want to keep her
at stage 1.
Stop at stage 1.
Some people call that the pocket. Stay in the pocket.
Yeah. Stage 2 is very loud. Not rude, but like
I can see her
high level of her voice. When her voice gets too high, you know that she's had too much. And level 3 is where she doesn't know her own foot is not on the floor.
Vertigo. She contracts vertigo.
She said, "Why did you let me drink those shots?" I said, "'Cause you're a woman in the Me Too movement."
That's right. This is women's lib in action right here.
Yeah.
What kind of man would you be to stand in the way of a woman getting her drink on?
But by the time she had that third one, you can't talk to her. You can't say, "Hey, I think you've had enough," because then all of a sudden you're the asshole. And
apparently you learned that in the last 24 hours anyway. So
no, that's true. Amen to that, brother.
So your dog's about ready to die.
Well, it's fine.
Is your marriage about ready to end?
No, it's
okay. I hope not, because I really love Molly. I'd hate to have to learn to love another woman. You know?
Oh, I'm glad you didn't say learn to love another man.
No, I wouldn't
be buddies with.
I'd choose her in the breakup.
You know what? There's probably more of my friends would choose her in the breakup.
I would choose whoever gets the house and ultimately the studio.
That's true. You don't want to do it in the kitchen anymore?
No. I'm never going back to that.
Speaking of the kitchen, we have a guest with us tonight.
Yeah, someone who loves kitchens, as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, the first time I met him was in a kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, this is a fella that's been listening to the program for a while. It's a guy that I've known for many years at this point. We'll get into that in a second. I used to work with him. It's a fella by the name of Lucas. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I absolutely love kitchens to the degree that I have worked in multiple kitchens for a living.
Oh, yeah. Are you Luke? Do you like Luke or Lucas? I always call you Lucas.
I don't have a preference. I always tell girls they can call me Luke or Lucas as long as they call me.
And don't call you late for dinner.
Don't call me late for dinner.
One of my favorite songs is "My name is Lucas. I live on the 2nd floor. Yes, I think you've seen me before." Who sang that?
That was Suzanne Vega. And we found out that was a song about child abuse.
Yeah, and then her dad sang Mambo number 5.
Lou Vega?
Yeah.
Is Suzanne Lou Bega, actually. It's Lou Bega is Suzanne Vega's father.
Yes.
And they're about the same age, and he's black.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Did you know that, Lucas? You're a music aficionado.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What do you know about music?
Not much. I'm an aficionado that doesn't know much.
You're an ignorant aficionado?
Yeah.
That's
That's the best kind. Ignorance is bliss, they say.
Oh, I completely agree
That
with that.
describes our ability to podcast.
Amen to that. Oops, I pressed the wrong button.
That's all right.
All right. Lucas, why would you come here?
You wouldn't shut up about it?
That I don't think that's true, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've never done a podcast before. This is one I somewhat enjoy listening to.
Yeah. Okay.
So I figured, why not jump in and give it a try?
Our reviews and ultimately all of our guests, that's kind of the same sentiment they have. Is that they can tolerate it. It's fine.
They want to try the experience.
Sure. This is their trial run for a lot of
It's
shows.
kind of like the when of those 100+ women, a lot of them were not
of which you've lain.
Yeah, a lot of them were not two timers because they tried the ride and they didn't enjoy it.
One and done, huh? Just like the show. Was your sexual history parallel the premise of this very program?
You know what? To be honest with you, now that you mention it, it makes a lot of sense.
Your promiscuity parallels this program. Is that correct?
Hey, my life is a podcast.
Your life is a podcast. You're like the Truman Show of podcasts, right? You just record everything and live stream your voice. I'm sure that's been done, right, Lucas? Someone's done that before. Just like live stream their life and no one gives a shit.
Yeah, there's a whole culture based on that.
Is there really? What's it called?
Oh yeah, on YouTube, that's all they do. They walk around with cameras, walk through the grocery store, whatever the case is, and people watch it, and due to ad revenue, they get paid for it. Right. That's their job.
So there's like live streams going on all the time of people just walking around?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's pretty boring. I don't get it. I don't get the culture.
Let me ask you this. Say you're like a 700-pound man, right, and you can't leave the bed, and eventually they're going to have to cut the wall out to get your corpse out of there.
Sure.
Is that the kind of person that watches that? Someone who, like, physically, like, maybe they have a handicap or they're incapable of moving? Is that who watches that shit?
I don't know. I just think it's people that suck.
Yeah.
That suck in general.
Yeah.
Their lives suck so much, they want to live through somebody else's life.
Sure.
Lucas, from a scale of 1 to 10, how many, the average person, how bad do you think their life sucks? Just the average person.
That watches those?
No, just in general.
1 out of 7 scale?
1 to 7.
1 to
sorry.
7.
1 to 7. I'd say a 4.
Okay.
Oh, right down the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
I noticed a couple. I just met Lucas for the first time in the Pilot's Lounge.
Yeah.
And I noticed he has a lot of tattoos, which, all right, I'm cool with that because I have a bunch of them too. But I also noticed he had a Wolverine shirt.
Don't act like you don't know what that is.
Is it Wolverine?
It is Wolverine. I wore this specifically for you because I know how much you hate nerd crap.
Well, it is funny. The funny thing is I didn't know which show you were going to do. A little foreshadowing.
Sure.
Next week is a Marvel.
Yep.
And I was so glad because when I meet people for the first time, I don't want to call them nerds in front of their face.
You just want to think it until they see you thinking it.
No, but I'm going to be like all I've been mean to everybody that's ever guested on a comic book show.
Sure.
So. But we're not here to talk about comic book shows. But
No,
so
save
Lucas,
that for
I won't
next
call you a nerd all night.
I actually refer to myself as a nerd, so it doesn't bother me. And actually,
So you would be unaffected by my insult.
Yeah. I have a thick skin. I figure if you can dish it out, you should be able to take it. I dish it out pretty well. I think Jason would agree.
Yeah, I agree. But and medically, too, you do have a diagnosable issue where you do have thick skin. Though,
Correct.
right?
I see a specialist for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
needles cannot penetrate you like so much like a shark almost.
That's right. They do my tattoos with a jackhammer.
Oh wow!
And you
Is it more expensive?
Yeah, because it's a specialty.
I would imagine it is a lot more expensive. It's probably worth it though, right?
It is worth it. I like pain. That's how I live my life.
Yeah.
On the one
Me
to,
too, Lucas.
Do
on
you
the 1 to
like it, though?
7 On the 1 to 7 suckiness scale,
Yeah.
I'd say I'm about a 6. So
6, like 7 is the worst.
yeah.
Okay, so most people hover around a 4, Because of you and your jackhammer skin, you sit around a 6?
Not because of my jackhammer skin, just my existence in general.
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds awful.
well, we're gonna make your existence more credible.
I'm hoping
Palatable.
so.
Lucas and I used to work together in the hospitality industry.
Okay.
We both worked at the front desk of a hotel.
Speaking of that, and I'm not trying to break the thing, but we were going to the Paradise Hotel the Saturday night for me and Eli, and this is how in touch he is with my life and my friends. He said, "Doesn't Jason work at a hotel?" And I said, "No, he hasn't worked at a hotel in about a year and a half, 2 years."
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years now. No,
goes-
it's a year and a half. Yeah,
He goes, "Well, why not?"
I got fired from one.
I didn't.
Did you know I got fired from the last one?
I did not.
Yeah, I totally got fired.
Was he a good boss or a bad? I mean, you were his boss, right?
He was the assistant manager.
Kind of. Yeah, at one point I was.
He was good.
On a scale of 1 to 7, how good of a manager was he?
Is 7 the best?
Yeah, I would say he was a 7, definitely.
Whoa, how about that?
Well, I won't give you his rating on it being a podcaster.
I will. That's about a 2. I've heard the show.
Oh boy.
He was there when I was going through a difficult part of life. As I mentioned before the show started, he's one of the reasons why I got sober. And he's the one who really dealt with me on, like, hey, take time. You need to take the night off, whatever, get your stuff together. Just go ahead and use vacation day or whatever. So we were friends, so I might have gotten some special treatment maybe.
I think there's a few people on that shift too would say you definitely did.
They would say that to my face so accurately.
Not too personal. How long you got sober?
5 years.
Nice.
I bet it's. Well, did you go back and forth on that a little bit or not?
I started in housekeeping for a few months and then went up to the front desk.
Oh no, you say sober, right?
Sober.
Oh, sober. Sorry.
Yeah.
10 years
Nice.
in November this year from alcohol. 9 years from pills.
All right.
I had a relapse on pills.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, because I think it was like 2010, right?
2009.
Oh, it was 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't mean to empty your dirty laundry, but I was a friend of Bill W at one time. So.
Oh no, not at all. I speak openly about all my issues and stuff, in hopes that maybe somebody will hear it, and if they have issues too, maybe they'll seek help, maybe they'll reach out.
Yeah.
I found social media has been really good for that.
Cool.
I do get a lot of people that send me messages and stuff saying like, "Hey, I'm glad you talk about this stuff. It's helped me." So yeah, I put it all out there. I'm not embarrassed about
No,
it.
you shouldn't be.
It's so weird that everyone thinks that they are special and this is only happening to me, but so many people are going through the same stuff, and I'm sure you can testify to that directly. That so many people are experiencing the same kind of problems in their life that they just need to find a connection with somebody.
Right. I mean, sitting in group meetings and stuff, and you hear someone tell their story, and it runs so parallel to your own.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you find those connections, like Jason said. So yeah, it's been a really positive thing. I don't miss, drinking or taking pills and stuff. It is what it is. I'm where I'm at now. And it honestly, for me, it's just not worth it.
Sure. That's awesome.
I don't understand moderation, so
Yeah.
and I recognize that.
And I don't either. And, I fell off the wagon after 16 years. So keep coming back.
Yeah,
It
I
works if you work
actually,
it. And if you don't work it, this is what happens.
I actually didn't drink for a long, long time because I was scared.
Because of your hair.
But mainly because of my hair. I didn't want to damage the follicles. Thank you for that. Do you have any questions for Lucas, knowing that him and I have a history? When did we meet? It was probably 2000.
2005.
That sounds about right.
Wow.
I started there May 2005.
Okay, and I was already there at that point. So we have a long history. We're having worked together. Do you have any questions for Lucas about our relationship or him specifically? Or about my hair?
No, I have no more questions about your hair. It's obese on top.
Don't.
It's obese on top.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, because I think with the size of your head, you have to have an obese top.
Glorious is what it is. Look at
Glorious. Lucas, do you
Duran
watch
Duran
wrestling?
song. I do.
Oh, good.
We were talking about wrestling on the way here, actually.
I know a podcast that you can be on anytime you want.
Well, it's not any time you want.
That's the Loblo.
No.
No, you don't want to do that one.
Heel versus face. You don't want to do Lobo. Lucas, we punish ourselves
Yes.
by watching failed pilot
Yes.
TV shows that never went to series. At the time, we thought it was a great idea. And now, every day, we wish that we wouldn't have. I heard before the show started, you had a list, and you chose the show that we're watching tonight,
Oh, that's true.
or that we watched tonight.
Correct.
And you did say that, on a scale of 1 to 7, you're about a 6.
Now, on this paint level.
On this pain level.
Pain.
No, on a suckiness of life.
Okay.
And, is that why you picked this one?
I actually picked this one. I hope I'm not ruining any of Jason's interesting facts.
No.
But I'm a huge Simpsons nerd.
Okay.
And this one has a James L. Brooks connection.
All right.
Oh, that's true.
So as soon as I saw that, I didn't even look at the rest of the list.
Nice.
Wow, went right for it.
I
Nice.
went right for it. And it's animated. I love animated shows.
Yeah. No, it's awesome to have you here. I do. I'm ready to have you.
You're ready to have him? Do I need to leave? Did you guys talk? When
No.
I took a piss. It was like 90 seconds. What
Lucas,
happened in that
I'm glad
time?
you're here. I hope you have a good time. That's what I meant to
appreciate
say. Jason, go on with your stuff.
Oh, I'm going to volley it right back to you. Interesting facts? No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say.
Do you have any fan fiction?
We have, you know what? I wish somebody would write some, and people have wrote fan fiction.
Tyler
for us.
definitely
Yeah,
has.
and I think,
Remember when Shemansky sodomized me with a bottle?
yeah,
Sodomized.
and I think Chris Tuckley has made fan fiction,
In his own way.
Yeah.
In the British way.
and I think Dee Dee in a way has as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through fan feedback. We got some. Let's go. I've decided I'm very bad at putting this in order.
I agree.
So we'll go from most recent, R.I.P. Luke Perry.
Oh, that's one of my talking points.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
shit.
No, we're already past the talking points. I didn't even look at that shit.
Chris Tuckley says, inspired by my... Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
B.
Julie.
Oh boy, it's my Monday night commute. Can't wait to find out what the pilots have in store for me this time. And I put, haha, you got 2 weeks left of UK Bliss. Not Alexa Bliss, but speaking
That's a WWE reference.
this fan feedback is from Lucas.
Oh, Lucas.
Yeah.
Should Lucas read his own?
Yeah, you want to read that?
Yeah, let's hear it. I don't think we've ever had fan feedback in the voice.
Jason's captain name should be Black Richard because he's a giant dick.
He's a huge
feel
dick.
like-
He actually said a huge dick, so it's kind of a compliment.
Okay. I was going to say, it's kind of a 4, right? Right in the middle, whether it's a compliment or an insult. I'll take it.
This one is also from Chris Tuckley from our Facebook page. Big congratulations to Kevin and Matt on a successful completion of their maiden flight. Extra kudos for safety guidelines, safely guiding us through that airborne toxic event, which took everyone by surprise. I don't remember.
That was definitely a 7, that show.
Oh, it was
a 7 on the
it was a
scale.
lot better, right?
Who gave that fan feedback?
Chris Tuckley.
I'm so glad someone gave them some kudos, some high five action.
It was a good show. I enjoyed it myself.
Was it better than ours?
I don't want to.
Hey, it's
I've
awkward.
got to sit here for a while.
Lucas?
I don't want to
Yeah.
get into that.
I think we're good. I don't think I have any more that's
Fair.
prevalent.
You mentioned Luke Perry, 52 years old, super dead.
From a massive stroke at 52 years old, don't party. That's what I say. Don't party.
I would always watch, like, Friday the 13th comes around, and when I was a kid, I'd turn to Channel 39, the USA Network, and I would see edited versions all day of the Friday the 13th films, right? You got Jason Voorhees out in the woods chopping people up. And you know who he chops up? Not little kids. And when I was a little kid, I felt I was always safe from being murdered or dying because I was a child. I'm at an age now where I could die at any time. And
You're almost too old to die, though, in a horror movie.
yeah, maybe so. And like Luke Perry, good Lord. I remember watching him when I was a kid, and now he's a dead guy.
Have you seen a picture of him lately?
Yeah.
Like he is.
Looks like a living corpse.
Living corpse.
Well, he is now. No, my daughter.
Don't call me daughter.
Not fit to.
You always say that. I need to find a way to never say daughter on the show again. Oh, you know what? I'll start with having my daughter's gender reassigned. That'll fix it.
Don't do that.
She loves Riverdale, and it's not necessarily appropriate for her age. But honestly, it's probably as appropriate as 90210 was for me at that age.
I don't know what Riverdale is.
You know Archie, right?
Bunker?
Yeah.
One of my heroes.
It's based off of Archie Bunker. You know Riverdale, right, Lucas?
I've never seen it, but
You're aware of what it is.
I know the premise, yeah.
Okay. I think he's still a pretty handsome guy, honestly. But now he's rotting from within.
Yeah. So,
R.I.P. Luke.
how many women are going to masturbate to that face tonight?
The dead face?
Yeah.
Have you masturbated? What are you doing? Was that a Vlasic pickle?
Oh, yeah, bringing it back.
Groucho Marx
That's my new thing.
cigar.
That's my new thing.
What? Can you give us a quick update? Can we talk about your anal cancer or not?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about it. I got a letter in the mail the other day that said that the polyp that they removed,
The 3-car pileup.
yeah, seemed to be okay, just like extra tissue or whatever. So I went through this whole fucking thing, and they found nothing wrong with my colon or the trip up there.
Something's going on, though.
But something's going on.
You got blood and clear as the night gel discharge.
Well, it's not clear, but yeah.
Opaque yellow liquid.
Opaque yellow liquid. So.
I don't know about you, Lucas, but and I don't think people talk about this enough. I shit, okay? I'm a human being. I excrete just like anyone else. When I take a shit, it's all brown, various shades of brown.
Browntown?
I go to Browntown probably 2-3 times a day. I am almost overtly regular. But never in my life has a clear gel or some sort of liquid discharge come out of me. Lucas, am I the weird one here, or is he the weird one?
I've never had that. Definitely had blood, but my doctor said to quit bothering him. So never the discharge, though.
Sounds like a terrible doctor.
I love my doctor in a romantic way.
Nice.
He has very soft hands.
Oh, it's a fella. Okay. Answer some questions for me.
So the blood was it from wiping too hard, or was it blood in the actual stool?
It was blood in the actual stool.
All right.
So that's a darker blood that's been sitting around
Sure.
for a little bit versus a fresh red wipe that is probably from near the sphincter. Is that fair to say? Nobody?
Correct.
Okay, well, thank God. Blake is a notorious aggressive wiper, so he does a lot of damage every time he's down there. He can't wipe fast enough.
I've kind of been trying to like cut back, like kind of lay back and like let the poop happen itself.
Let the poop happen. Poop happen.
Hey, hashtag let the poop happen.
Hashtag poop happen.
If anybody, the first person that we see on Twitter to hashtag let the poop happen, we will give them an autograph poster.
And we'll also give them Scott Elam's job of doing the tarmac work while DSJ's DSD thawing in the UK.
Yeah.
DSJ UK.
Hashtag DSJ UK.
Do they get some frequent flyer points
Absolutely.
for that as well?
That goes unsaid. Anytime you contact the show or engage Couch Pilots in any way, you're getting frequent
What
flyer
do we say?
points.
Hashtag what?
Hashtag poop happens. I don't want there to be an H, though. I just want there to be poo pappins. There you go. Write that shit down. Well, congratulations on having a cancer-free
Is it
colon.
congratulations? This is a discussion I had with Molly.
Okay. I've got some thoughts on this, but go ahead.
When you have symptoms that I had, and I wasn't making them up, they were
Right.
real symptoms.
Yeah.
And the administrator for the Moose Lodge, that was the first episode he listened to. And then
The David Lytle one?
and then he listened to the skin tag.
Is that right? The David Lytle
Yeah,
one?
and then
I'm not joking. I think that is one of our best episodes ever.
Right, but for somebody who has never listened to the show,
It is jarring.
yeah. And then the next one he went backwards and went to the skin tag episode, so it was a train wreck.
It's like, Blake, why are you audibly recording all of your anomalies?
It was funny because in the letter that I got from the gastroenterologist,
Jawsologist.
when it was talking about the biopsy they took, they said it was like a skin tag. So I got skin tags on my dick. I got skin tags up my asshole.
Clayton, the human tag.
But Clayton, we have a lot of skin tags. That's one of the things about Clayton's.
How about you? You got skin tags in your family, Luke? Are you a tag-free family?
I believe we have skin tags.
Yeah. Skin tag, you're it, right?
In regular places, though, not
Like in your eyes. Like my dad's got a lot of them around his eyes and stuff. My grandma had a bunch of them around his eyes.
Armpits.
Yeah. And the armpit one I don't care about. But I had one. I think I've talked to it before. I had one time right where like on my back, like right where my belt, like right where my pants.
So constantly be rubbing against your belt.
Yeah, and that's when I was working at Zeller, and then one of the nurses took me in the back and cut it off when you're not supposed to do that.
Is that the lady you were like sleeping with?
No, I didn't.
You had to think for a second.
I didn't sleep with any of the nurses.
Oh, because you lived with a lady though that was from there, right? What was she? Was she a receptionist?
No, she was a tech like me.
Tech like me. Hashtag tech like me.
Don't you want to be a tech like me?
So you have a skin tag on the penis. You have one anally. Are they going to meet in the middle and get one on the taint?
You know what? I'm going to have Molly check that. Do I have... Oh, what did you think of the pictures I showed of my colon? Were you...
Yeah.
Should I have not shared that, or was it kind of interesting?
I don't know if it was interesting because I don't know how to read it. I don't know how to appreciate it. I just know that I was seeing inside of you. Like, I've seen all different sides of you, but I've never seen inside.
Well, you've been inside of me, so why not see inside of me?
Emotionally, I've been inside you. Physically, and now wrap it up, all right? I saw his butthole. I saw inside his butthole.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
All right, Lucas and I used to work with a guy. He goes by the name of Sammy. We're going to give him a call right now and see what he's... I didn't tell him we're calling him. We'll just see if he answers the phone.
Why is the dog barking so much?
It sucks. Your dog sucks. When's the last time you talked to Sammy?
A couple days ago.
Okay. Is he work evenings?
I don't know.
Turn the volume up on it? No?
I've tried. He might call back too during the show.
Hey, what's up?
Sammy, this is Jason. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Hey, did I catch you at a bad time?
No.
I'm recording a podcast, Couch Pilots, right now, and I've got Lucas here with me. I thought it'd be a good time to give you a call. Is that okay?
Yeah.
What's up, bud?
How's it going?
Going all right? Yourself?
Pretty good.
Hey, we're here. It's Lucas and I, and then one of my dear friends, Captain Philip Restisher Blakely. Actually, he's going to leave right now, apparently, to take care of his dumb dog. I guess we just wanted to see how you had moved to Atlanta recently. It's been a year, almost a year, right?
Yeah, it'll be a year in...
Like May?
May.
Yeah, May.
Yeah, May. Yeah.
How's it going down there?
Oh, pretty good.
Do you love it?
I do. But the only thing I hate is the traffic, but that's, one of those things you have to, deal with when you move in a big city like this.
Yeah, I think most people take for granted that you can take a map of the Peoria area and just throw a dart at it and be like, oh, I'll just be at that dart in 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Down there, yeah, it sounds like a bit of a pain in the ass. So you do photography and what have you. How's that going? Is that you making any headway with that?
Well, I've been working a lot since I moved down here. I plan on doing a little bit more of that this spring. But I have done had a couple of good things happen. Like I recently won a photography contest.
Oh, awesome! Congratulations! I know you had a featured article on a magazine or a website too a while back, right?
Yes. Back in, it was a little long after I moved here, somebody from an Atlanta magazine here got a hold of me because she saw a photo of mine on Instagram, and she featured that photo on their website. And about a month later, they did a full interview with me.
That's awesome. I'm glad it's going well for you down there. Like I said, I got Lucas here, and I know you guys used to be roommates, and you guys used to have some fairly raucous parties. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Can you talk about one of your crazy stories from one of your parties? Can you say that live on the air or not?
Off I will
I don't
say
know,
you
I don't
have
know
free
what- I don't-
will to say whatever you want.
Oh, you have his permission.
Oh, I have free will, huh?
Yes, sir.
So let's see. What have you guys talked about? Have you talked about anything?
We talked about my alcoholism, so if you want to tell one of those stories, feel free to.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. I actually was just telling somebody the story the other day about how it wasn't really necessarily a party, but it was something I felt really bad about when it happened. I was taking some classes at ICC. We decided to drink before one of my classes. I had one drink. Luke, on the other hand, was drinking heavily. When I left, he was drunk, but by the time I got to school, I got these weird. He had called me, he was like all paranoid that like he went to go take the trash out, and he thought the cops were watching him.
The cops are watching.
Yeah, he was still annoyed. He thought the cops were watching him.
Sure.
And so anyway, I almost left school that night just to go home to see what was going on. If everything was right, I stayed. And then when I did get home, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I remember asking if everything was all right. You told me all these crazy things about how he was paranoid that people were watching him, and he was afraid to go outside, and it was an interesting night.
Was this the class that our boss taught?
It was actually a class that one of my bosses at a certain hotel was teaching. It was a different hotel.
Let me ask you this. That wasn't necessarily a party, but it is a pretty funny story. You guys would have parties while we all worked together at the hotel. I was never invited. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that? I'm not the one who hosted these
I was
things.
never invited.
You're uninvited to
See, now,
the
if I remember correctly,
party.
What's that?
if I remember correctly, though, back then, Jason, you were not a big drinker or a big party person.
That is true, but I did like to get freaky.
Okay.
All right.
Was there a lot of sex going on? Was there a lot of sex going on at these parties?
I never invited you. I don't know how Luke feels about that.
Okay. This isn't an assault. I mean, we're 10 years removed from the situation. I was just curious. But Blake wanted to know, was there sex at these parties?
Ooh, that I cannot go into detail about.
That means yes, and congratulations to you both.
There was definitely door punching going on at these parties.
Oh, Jesus. All right, we'll let you go, Sammy. Thank you for answering the phone, and congratulations. Sounds like you're having some success down in Atlanta, and thank you for answering the phone. It's good to talk to you, man.
Yeah, it's good talking to you.
He would not have answered had I been the one to call.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
All right, thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
And for what it's worth, Jason, the only people I invited to the apartment from work were girls we worked with.
Yeah.
Trying to bag him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, and I never got invited. What a bummer. Oh, well, what are you going to do?
Like you need any help bagging ladies?
You know, you can always use a little help.
Are you still taken?
I'm still taking.
Nice. Hey. Hey. Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
For another week or two.
Yeah.
You're about at your deadline, right?
Yeah, we're quickly approaching my jump off point, but that's fine.
Are you gonna jump?
I'm fucking call me Diamond David Lee Roth over here. Today we discussed the pilot episode of Carlton, Your Doorman from the year of our Lord 1900. Add 80. Great year.
1980. I was 5, and you were -1.
I wasn't even born yet.
But what was Lucas?
Oh, that's a good
I
question.
was -4.
Nice. That's a good age.
That is a good age.
Yeah.
You-
No responsibilities. You know, you don't see light.
Anytime you are void of light.
That was the happiest I had ever been.
You know,
You're rocking a 1 on the suckiness scale. Yeah, the blind often are the most happiest because they have almost no light at all.
would you be okay if you couldn't hear or see? You had to pick one of the two. Judgment Day is here. If you could not see or hear, which one would you pick?
You got to be able to see.
Yeah.
You got to be able to see, right? That's talking about just moving around.
Seeing them titties.
You know what?
Are we talking if we had never had either ability to start with?
No, you have both abilities, and you have to choose one to lose.
I think I'd lose my vision.
That's
Okay.
crazy talk.
He
Crazy
likes,
talk.
No, he likes music. I mean, I'm a music guy too.
I could listen to comedy stuff. I could still listen. I'd have to listen to this. I want my sight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. He's going for a high five. High five that shit.
That was awesome.
Just right into the mic if you can. Just go. He's so tickled. Good God Almighty! Look what you did, Lucas. Good God.
I am super proud of myself for that.
I think we're looking at the wrong end for the cancer. I tell you what.
I'm kind of disappointed I don't have cancer, to be honest with you.
You wanted everyone to feel bad for you. You wanted a reason to do silent bingo. You wanted a big mess at the Moose Lodge just for you, so everyone would pay attention to you.
And I wanted to die.
And you wanted the cherry on top was death.
Sweet relief.
Oh boy, didn't Ozzy Osbourne have a song about that? I think it was Sweet Leaf.
Suicide Solution?
Sweet Leaf. 1980. I said it was a great year. God damn it if I didn't mean it. But we're not in 1980 right now. We're so many years removed from 1980.
39.
Yeah.
39.
That's fine. That's fine. So, Carlton, your Doorman came out in 1980. It's 2019 right now. Like you said, 39 years ago. But we cannot judge Carlton, your Doorman, by today's standards because it's just not fair.
Sure. Lucas knows so much more now at his age than he knew
At -4?
at -4.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you would have watched this at -4, you would have been raw. There would have been raw.
It would have been raw. Yeah.
But now, when you watch it,
not raw.
you're kind of desensitized. So you have to go back to 1980.
In your mind. And to do that, we have to talk about things from that year so we can get that proper mindset. March 1st of 1980, snow falls in Florida.
Who the fuck cares about Florida?
So glad this wasn't an interesting facts. So glad.
I'm just saying, guys, I call these from the internet.
But when they say snowfall, if they see like one or two flakes, it's considered a snowfall. Like, was it their accumulation on the ground?
This is what I have. March 1st, snow falls in Florida.
So you have no.
I'm not going to follow that up.
You don't
in
have
any
a
way.
barometer for.
No, I didn't get the barometer out, that's for sure.
Has that happened since? Do you know that much?
I don't know. What do you guys... What do you want? How deep do I have to go on these facts? I don't know if there's accumulation. I don't know if it's happened again.
How deep is your snow?
Florida is the cock of the USA. It's always hot, just like a hot cock is. It never snows. It happened in 1980. Fucking deal with it.
Okay, move along.
It's amazing.
Your temper tantrums are
It's amazing.
hilarious.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
I would love to see you in an argument with a woman. I really would.
It's a lot of log rolling and weeping. March 2nd, Phoenix point guard Mike Bratz ends NBA free throw streak of 57 games with a miss in the Suns' 123-115 home win over the L.A. Lakers.
Blake, you're a basketball guy, right?
You're a b-baller.
I know.
Have you ever heard of this guy?
No, never once.
You never heard of Mike Bratz?
No, I've heard of his kids though.
By the way,
The horrible sexualized action figure or toy dolls for girls known as brats.
I'd just like to say fuck the Lakers, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Look at that.
High five that shit.
God damn. Good job, guys. No, that's 57 games. There's how many games in this season? 82, I believe.
Sure.
And so 57 games in a row. Maybe even crossover.
Without
for
a
one season.
miss.
Without a miss.
That's impressive. That's
It
an
is really impressive.
feat.
Thank you. As impressive as snow falling in Florida, right, guys?
Definitely equal ground.
Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. Back on top. I'm back on top. March 10th, Willard Scott, big fat Willard Scott, becomes the weather forecaster on the Today Show.
I liked Willard. I thought he was a good guy.
Liked? Is he not around anymore?
I would assume he was dead.
Was he the one who broke the news about snowfall in Florida?
That and 9/11.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
9/11
I liked Willard Scott better than the black guy. He's out there now.
Oh, who's the black guy?
Al Roker?
Oh,
Yeah.
Al Roker, yeah.
Lucas, nice save. Thank
He's,
you.
with all that weight loss, he's half a black guy now.
Right, that's true.
He's half the man he used to be. Yeah, something for me.
You
there?
know what?
What?
Just doing lyrics from songs as jokes is pretty lame.
Oh, is that right? All right, let's see how the rest of this podcast goes, daughter. Daughter.
You tried to rope me into it. I'm not doing
Let's
it.
see how the rest of this podcast goes, daughter.
That's whatever.
I feel like it's been a while since you said daughter. Maybe I've been looking in the wrong places. I don't know.
I was hoping to slip in it. It's been a while, just so he would do that.
It has been a while, right? Anyway.
I'm more mature now that I don't have cancer.
I think he bit through his tongue over there, too. Yeah, seriously, the cancer is in the wrong end. It should be mouth cancer, right? With all the hacking and coughing. Do you ever have a discharge or blood come out your mouth?
No, really, no. I would worry about that.
You'd be more worried about that?
Yeah,
They can have you at the waist and you still exist, right?
sure.
He's had a brown discharge, but that's natural for him.
Oh no, yeah. When I hack something up, it's usually brown.
And
I go to Brown Town.
you're a Brown University kind of guy?
Oh yeah, love that college.
Oh, boy. And with those facts, including your brown, we are safely securely back in 1980.
I love 1980. I'm ready for this.
Lucas, why did we choose to watch Carlton, your Doorman?
There's 3 criteria.
Look at that shit.
It had to be free. You had to be able to find it on the internet. And it had to have 1 episode that never went to series.
You know what?
That's- yeah.
If I had some kind of medallion, I would give it to him right now because he's the only person that's ever done it correctly with no prompts. Lucas, thank you.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. Hey, Blake, don't you have... you won like 1,000 pounds of meat recently?
Yeah.
Do you have like some meat medallions you could give him?
No, I've ate all the meat medallions.
You ate all the
But
medallions?
But if you want a couple pounds of ground pork, I can give it to you.
I think he just offered me his wiener.
Get in line, pal. So where can you find Carlton, your doorman, for your dumb self? You can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice. And then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Lucas?
And you know what to do, too.
This guy.
This guy gets it.
This guy fucking gets it! Prepare to take out, please.
Okay.
There's Scott down there.
Yeah. He's slower. Like when he raises and lowers his arms.
Yeah.
It's not as furious as DSJ.
I think it's hard to duplicate the passion that DSJ
Sure.
UK has.
Yeah. DSJ UK, baby.
All day, every day, DSJ UK.
I heard he's recovering in Clayton.
Is that right?
Yeah.
There is a place, right? There is a place known as Clayton in the UK.
I actually have a spot. I have not put something on the wall because I'm going to put that together.
You're worried about the cockpit here for recording purposes not being as like a quality of audio as before. Are you going to put up more egg crates?
I actually have 4 less than I had before.
Don't you have a stack in here somewhere? Oh, you mean right now? You have
Right
4.
now.
All right, you'll figure that out. You're a smart guy. Summary of the pilot. Rhoda's camera-shy doorman gets his own animated special in which we see his daily habits, including flirting with joggers and making the rounds of local watering
Are you
holes.
saying this is a spinoff of the show Rhoda?
I am saying exactly that.
I had no idea.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? That's
Was it-
part of the
wa-
majesty of coming in here.
Was there a doorman on Rhoda?
There was.
There was. You only heard his voice, though. You never saw him.
Oh,
And you
okay.
would see his hands from time to time. And
Damn
that's
right
it.
I did.
I looked at Rhoda, and they did like 115 episodes of Rhoda. Of that, the doorman, his voice and or hands were featured in like 82
Wow.
episodes.
That's
he
not
was
bad.
really in it.
He was in it to win it.
I would agree with that. Let's see here. Interesting facts. We're going to carry this over, right?
Okay, that's fine. It's your bag, not mine. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Interesting Facts.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
So, you don't like that?
They're getting played. Who cares? They're
Someone's
not going to play it on my podcast.
They're collecting dust. I might as well blow them off there. Interesting facts. Do you know about interesting facts, Lucas?
I do.
Hey, you know what? Lay it on me, brother.
All right, so Jason scours the internet looking for these facts. And the title of the segment is Interesting Facts because you have to have a title.
That's true.
It is not up to myself. It is not up to Blake. It is not up to Jason to say, yes, these facts are interesting, or no, these facts are not interesting.
No.
These guys have a saying here, just don't do it. You don't want to taint somebody's opinion. So just take these for what they are, and guys, don't comment on it, and just don't do it.
Boy, Captain Philip Rest.
Wow, to be honest with
like,
you, I'm about ready to quit.
I was going to say, one of us can walk out of here. I think it'll go seamlessly, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, boy, all right. That's nothing to add to that whatsoever. Carlton, Your Doorman originally aired as a CBS special presentation.
I didn't know this, but it feels very CBS-y.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Fact.
Sure.
It aired on May 21st, 1980, and has never been rebroadcast. Fact.
Okay.
The episode relates the adventures of Carlton, the doorman, voiced by Lorenzo Music, the previously off-screen character from Rhoda, who was heard via the intercom but almost never seen, except only his arm would occasionally appear from the doors, and he was once shown dancing while wearing a gorilla mask. So this is a spinoff. Fact.
But this voice is very familiar.
And we'll get to that for a second for sure. I'm very interested to see if this is the same reason you think it's familiar to you. It was produced by MTM Enterprises and was the only animated production from MTM, although The Duck Factory, which featured Jim Carrey, a sitcom set in an animation production company, included cartoon segments, and the closing credits of many MTM series included the animated clothing and accessories superimposed by Mimsy the Cat. This is Mary Tyler Moore's live-action Tabby Cat, an apparent spoof of the MGM, or Metro Goldwyn Mayer's, famed lion mascot named Leo.
That was
fact.
That was very it
You're
was
welcome.
so clogged with information.
You're
it
welcome.
made no sense.
Thank you very much. You didn't have to say that. Appreciate it. Lorenzo Music as Carlton the Doorman, best known as the voice of Garfield the Cat. In 1976, he hosted a syndicated variety television show with his wife Henrietta, but it did not last long. Fact.
I'm glad you said Garfield, because once you said Garfield, I was like, yeah, that's it. Lucas Garfield, thoughts?
Lucas Garfield?
Yeah, I'm a fan of Garfield.
Yeah. You like lasagna?
I eat lasagna.
You hate Mondays?
I hate every day that I'm alive.
You watch?
Me and Lucas are the same person.
Yeah, you guys can go.
Except I don't wear
It's going to be a dual suicide in the
Lucas.
garage later.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
When you watch Garfield as a kid, it would be half Garfield and Friends and then also half Heathcliff, right? Wasn't Heathcliff half of that?
What do you say? How do you say it?
Heathcliff?
Heathcliff. I'd say Heathcliff.
Heathcliff, no one should terrorize your neighborhood. He always did the thing where he took a whole fish and put it in his mouth,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
he
the
pulled
bones
out
came
his
out.
only bones. Yeah.
That's what I do when I suck dick.
What's that? First of all, I didn't realize you were a bisexual man. Second of all, I don't think there's a bone in that penis, but every time you suck a penis, there's a bone left.
Yeah, the cartilage becomes bone matter.
You petrified the wood?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's so good. From what I'm understanding, it's so good
Right.
that it turns it 100% hard 100% of the
Sure.
time.
Okay.
That cartilage.
Because I know how to
just-
suck a dick, is what Lucas is
solidified.
saying.
I was going to say, it sounded like he's heard tell of your cocksucking.
Cocksucker!
He's just such a good storyteller. I can.
He really
I
paints
feel like I was there.
paints
like
a
this
picture
guy.
with his words.
It was that 90 seconds that you were gone.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't think I want to know what
He
happened.
feels like he was there. He was there.
I was going to say.
You don't want to know because you don't want to be jealous.
That's not untrue.
You know what? I've been called the petrified wood sucker.
I don't know if anyone's ever said that to you. Shout Factory released this episode as a bonus feature on Rhoda Season 5, the final season DVD set on October 17th, 2017. Fact.
Oh, so
Just a scant year and a half ago.
wow. So it was dormant this whole time. It released and it was on the TV in 1980, but they put it on the DVD. Have we ever had a pilot that was that long before it was like put on a DVD?
Yes.
Okay.
I think some of those old like sci-fi black and white shows will end up
Sure.
on collections and shit.
Okay.
But yeah, it's weird to think that there's been like almost a 35-year span where now the highest quality version of this program is available on Rhoda. Is the demand for Rhoda so much that it just came out a year and a half ago on DVD? I feel like the iron has cooled greatly on Rhoda. Rhoda is Valerie Harper,
Sure.
and
Very fuckable.
who's that girl?
Betty White.
No, it's the woman.
Betty White was on Rhoda.
Okay, Betty White, and then also no, it's fine. I believe you. And then who's that lady? She plays Marge Simpson. Julie Kravner. Does that sound right?
Was it her or Nancy Cartwright?
It's definitely not Nancy Cartwright. It's Julie Kravner, I think. It was her and Valerie Harper. They were the stars of the show. Anyway.
I only watched the one episode because of the pilot.
Sure.
I wanted to go back and...
Oh, you saw an episode of Rhoda?
yeah, it made me curious about it.
The pilot or what?
I just watched one at random just to see if he would pop up in it voice-wise.
Did you watch one like just a random episode on YouTube?
Yes.
Did you know what to do to him?
I knew it to do too.
Nice. I like this guy.
Nice. What's that robot got to say?
Why are there so many holiday-themed pop songs?
All right, while you're looking that up, I will say at the closing credits, Carlton's cat is seen in the MTM logo instead of Mimsy. Carlton says to the cat, "Come on, meow." When the cat doesn't meow, Carlton utters, "Damn cat."
Is it because of the lion? There was a lion in there?
Well, MGM had the lion.
Yeah.
And then Mary Tyler Moore, MTM, had her own, and it was her cat.
Oh.
But then instead of her actual live-action cat, they put in the animated cat in this one.
Oh. Thanks for explaining that.
You're welcome. Last one here, 1980 Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Animated Program.
How do you win an Emmy
Fact.
and are a pilot? And
I don't know. Well, it's under the guise, as a lot of these CBS ones are, as a special presentation.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know.
And this beat out some well-known animated shows, I believe, correct?
Interesting facts over. Yes, that is correct.
Peanuts?
One of the Peanuts one I had never heard of, though. There's a couple other, but the Peanuts one is the only one I remember. That's absolutely right. Look at this guy.
dick-sucking peanuts? Is that what it was?
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. Hey, ladies, do you want some Twitter responses? Why don't you go ahead and go on Twitter and check us out and respond to our fucking tweets. Yeah, your luscious, vibrant breasts pushing on the screen of your phone as you tweet us with Twitter responses. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any Twitter responses, but that's okay because
I did a lot of fucking work, man.
we don't have any. But this guy, Lorenzo Music, actually was trying to parlay his popularity as Carlton the Doorman, and he made a musical single, which we will hear some of that right now. Hopefully there's no commercial. Yeah, here we go.
Carlton, your doorman. A day in the life of a doorman isn't quite what it appears. I look at the job of a doorman as a very demanding career. In the first place, I'm the protector. I stand in my post wide awake. No strangers can enter when I'm keeping watch, but they can when I go on my break. Who is it?
That's about all you need to know about that song.
Yeah, that was played during the pilot or no?
I don't think it was during the pilot, but it was.
This song may have been rough.
Yeah,
The single may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight.
that's fine. Let's take a quick word from tonight's sponsor here.
Ooh,
Move on with the show. Here.
Hey, Cookie, more pecani sauce.
This ain't paste pecani sauce.
What's the difference?
Cookie. Paste pecani sauce is made in San Antonio with fresh vegetables and spices by people who know what pecani sauce is supposed to taste like.
This stuff's made in New York City.
New York City!
Get a rope.
Pick up the original pecani sauce. Pick up the pace.
Nice.
Thank you for tonight's
New York
sponsor.
City.
Yeah, salsa from a place so bad that they would kill a man for having brought it to a campfire.
Right. Lucas, when was the last time you were around a campfire?
Be honest, too. Don't lie to look cool.
No, I'm trying to. Actually, we talked to Sammy earlier.
Yeah.
We had a bonfire as like a going away for when he moved, so about a year ago.
Who was that with? That Brittany chick?
Yep, that was Brittany and her husband and their kids.
They live out in the middle of nowhere, past Grand Prairie. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah, she used to
Brittany
work right
also
next door
does
to
all
me.
my fantastic tattoos that I have.
I didn't know she did tattoos.
Oh yeah.
I know she does photography, right?
She did that. She just opened her own shop here in town. It's inside a train, which is pretty awesome.
In Pekin?
Nice. Oh yeah.
So, down there, that train track on the south side of town that says Antonini on the side,
Yes,
she
sir.
has a shop in the train where she does
Yes,
tattoos?
sir.
Holy
Nice.
shit, I had no idea.
Can we go there sometime? Just hang out?
Yeah.
Have you had work done by her?
Is she what?
Have you had work done by her?
She does all my work.
Oh, nice.
That's a real fucking haul, isn't it? To go all the way from out by Grand Prairie to Pekin?
Yeah, but she had, she said she'd always wanted to have a tattoo shop inside a train.
There you go.
Right.
Not a lot of trains available for businesses.
Correct.
Her options were limited, I suppose.
And she goes by appointment only. So it's not like she's driving out there
Just hanging out.
back and forth. And yeah, so.
My brother drives all the way from Grand Prairie to come here and drink.
Does he? Oh, yeah, he does. He does live all the way out there.
Yeah.
Sammy just sent me a message that says, thanks for catching me off guard, dicks. So I don't know if he... Oh, he's calling us dicks.
Dicks never catch me off guard. Hey-o!
I find that shit.
Gross. He's a,
Well, get that out of here.
good Lord. Petrified Woodman. Let's set the clock for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, baby.
And we're going to blast through. Carlton, your
Before
doorman.
you press, do you like the 10-minute rule as opposed to the old way we did it?
I like the 10-minute rule.
Okay, thank you.
I like it too. I think we're doing the right thing. Not everyone agrees, but you and I aren't everyone.
Sure.
And 10 minutes, and I will look to you, Captain, to start.
Let's see. The animation reminded me of when we watched the Monsters cartoon. It's
Okay.
very like sloppy. It's like sketchy, right? And there's watercolors.
I'm giving this an animation bump when I...
Okay.
I showed this to both my mom and I have this friend who has two kids that I have sometimes, and I showed them not the show because it's not for kids, but I showed them the artwork and they all really really liked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it, so I'm giving it a bump for that.
Artwork bunt. It starts out and he has he's putting on his clothes. He's put on the same clothes he had on yesterday.
A cat comes out of his crotch while he's getting ready.
Cat
Right?
crotch fever.
He's a white dude. Because, like you said, you never see him on the Rhoda show, but here we're kind of revealing what the character looks like. He's a white guy with a blonde mustache and long blonde hair.
Sure, he's like one of the Allman Brothers.
He does look like an almond brother. Is it Cashew Brother or Almond Brother?
Oh, it's Allman all the way.
Okay. He sees his mom outside.
Yeah,
So his mom's like a hobo lady. Is that right?
yeah, she's getting stuff out of the garbage can.
I was under the impression that he lived with her.
Yeah,
But she roots around in garbage all day, though, right?
Yeah, she gave him a galosh, I believe.
Usually when someone brings up the word galosh, it's plural. But in this case, she just did give him exactly one galosh.
and this will happen throughout the episode.
Yeah.
Then we get the theme song, right? That's
I kind
when
of
we
like
get-
this.
Yeah, it's
It's him making his way to work. He's walking the streets of New York.
takes everything you've got.
Come on, sing with us, Lucas.
Making a dollar or two, 'cause I'll suck your cock.
Is that it?
I don't know. Yeah. So then he
Wouldn't you like to get away?
sometimes you go to work
Hello?
and there's a big old accident. Bow, 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 bow.
This is like one of your anal 200 car pileups, right?
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, so he like steps up to work. He hasn't even clocked in yet, and there is he's trying to he's supposed to help some guy get some heavy thing out of the car, which it wouldn't. It was so heavy it wouldn't go in the car.
I think that he is like an hour late for work.
Sure.
And
Kind of like you with this podcast.
Can't do it.
I didn't stop the clock. I don't
Okay,
like. I don't like that kind of talk.
Mr. Sheffman.
That's his boss.
Shaftman.
Yeah.
Mr. Shaftman, like the dick.
Hey, keep it clean, pal.
Okay, Mr. Shaftman is his boss, and his boss loves smoking them cigars, right? And so he's like, "Hey, you're an hour late," and he's like, "You need to stay an hour later."
I think he lives in the building and is in charge of the building. He owns the building, maybe.
Yeah. If you owned a building in New York City,
Get a rope.
you would live there, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an apartment building.
Have you ever lived in New York? Have you ever been to New
Yeah,
York?
good question.
No, I've never.
Do you have
been to New
any
York.
inkling to go to New York?
Not particularly.
Me
I
either.
hate all their sports teams.
I have a really good friend that lives in New York, and she has offered many times for me and Molly to come and stay with her, and it scares me to death.
New York
Like,
scares you?
Yeah, New York scares me. Getting off the plane.
Is it because of 9/11?
Oh no,
It was a
I don't-
national tragedy.
I don't care about terrorism. I just care about people and rats.
Rats were wonderful. Are you afraid of rats, Lucas? I'm not.
I had 2 pet rats. So
Yeah, there you go. I'm not afraid of rats. I'm afraid of the Black Plague.
I'm afraid of people.
Oh, then yeah, don't go to New York.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Yeah, Mr. Shaftman's chain smoking. He says, you're an hour late. He says, well, you stay late. He's like, I'm not going to stay late. I got to go drink and get drunk later. He's
This is
like,
my
"Yeah, I do
favorite.
that."
This is one of my favorite breaks. He goes, I haven't missed a happy hour in 30 years.
That is phenomenal, that voice.
Thank you.
Holy Christ almighty. Very good.
There's a laugh track in a cartoon, which
Yeah.
is always off-putting.
That's not
I have a note about that.
Okay, go
It
ahead.
was actually standard in CBS contract at the time for any sitcom to have a laugh track. I don't have this in my notes. I can't remember the show. There were only 2 shows that had it written in their contract not to have laugh tracks.
Which were?
I don't have it.
Oh.
I know. I failed. I just doing so good.
No,
And
you're
I
killing
failed.
it. You're killing
That's
it.
interesting.
So I can't be mad at him for the laugh track.
Okay.
So he's like, you got to work overtime. You got to walk Pumpkin the dog, which happens to be his own dog. And Mr. Shaftman, at this point, you can tell, really has it out for Carlton. He hates his dumb fucking hippie guts.
Sure. And, then he goes in this, like, little itty-bitty room with a recliner.
Like the Doorman room or
Yeah,
something?
and
I
it's
don't know.
like there's a bunch of flowers and candy. He's like, oh, no, not again.
Someone, we don't know who it is, but someone's always sending him a bunch of candies and stuff. And he grabs a newspaper, starts to take a nap, and then he starts to, like, it's his job to park cars there and also file mail. And
Right.
he is terrible at both of those
Oh, yeah,
things.
he parked Mr. Gleason's car and his wife's car in a no parking zone.
Totally got
And then
towed.
he's just, like, throwing, it just shows him throwing mail at the slots and not even hitting it.
Later in the show, he says how hard he works. I was upset. He does not work hard.
Not at all.
Now, when you worked at the hotel, Lucas, did you work harder than this gentleman?
Yeah, I took on extra responsibility.
Oh,
Actually.
really?
But I worked 3rd shift, so it's not like there was a lot to do.
Sure. What were some of the extra, what do you call them?
Responsibilities.
Responsibilities.
Transmittals, which I believe was general manager's job.
Transmittals suck.
Taking care of all our invoices and stuff.
I do transmittals every Wednesday.
Do you do the transmittals? You got to do the someone's got to transmit, right? If
Yeah.
not you, then who?
Hey, once a month, those transmittals are really expensive because you get the utility bills.
And since we didn't have maintenance there on 3rd shift, anytime there was an issue that we would normally call maintenance for, I'm the one who usually took care
So
of it.
basically, you saved Jason's ass.
He didn't work 3rd shift with me.
But
Yeah.
you saved Jason's ass.
Time and
from
time
getting in
again.
trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. So you got Mrs. Shaftman, who's the boss and the owner's wife.
And she got saggy titties.
She's an old lady. Time has had her way with her body, and she tricks, or she's like, "Hey, come walk my dog." And but in the intercom, like you can hear him drinking like 3 whole beers.
I think it's whiskey or something.
And
I
he
thought
said
he
that
did.
was his breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And so then he goes up to her room, and she like tricks him into walking in on her in the bathtub.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? To be honest with you, if you're in his situation and there's a lady in the bathtub,
Right.
whether she's 60 or 25,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be awkward, right? You're gonna check it out.
You gonna go for it?
Yeah.
Like full on go for it, or just look?
No, I'd go for it because
The perks have to be few and far between.
Well, we talked
in a job
about
like that, right?
desensitized porn earlier.
You are basically walking into your own porno.
Right.
Something like that, right?
Just do it. Just get it done.
We say for the interesting facts section, don't do it. For this section, I say you do it.
You did do it.
I think we've all had that older one fantasy, right?
Sure, right.
Yeah, I
So
like
I have-
people north of 70, 75.
And this fell right in his lap.
Oh,
he doesn't
absolutely.
take it. He's a total loser.
God. I was angry that he didn't like tug on those saggy boobs.
Well,
he's like
she
no
says,
funny. He's like no funny business.
She says, I want it fast and physical, but he's not interested. And Carlton kind of has a girlfriend, he says.
Yeah.
But even though he hits on everyone in the building.
Darlene. And there was a band called Scroat Belly, and it was a couple members of Split Lip Rayfield, and they had a song called Darlene.
I instantly thought Darlene Connor from Roseanne.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Darlene.
Is that how the song goes? Or are you singing Jolene?
No, it's Darlene.
All right, we got like a minute left here. Pumpkin is the dog. It's a nightmare, and it's winter outside, so Carlton goes and takes him for a walk.
He has a heart attack.
And he comes across his mom and some other lady battling it out for like a sock. And this is when I'm really thinking this lady's a hobo. But yeah, he sees some sexy lady running in the park.
Yeah, and she's running like with shorts on, and it's wintertime. There's snow on the ground.
There is boob animation jiggling going on here.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Thank you. Whoops. He hits onto her to no avail. And then, yeah, you're right. Pumpkin like keels over and dies. A couple of people like come over and like try to pet the dog, and they don't know he's dead, but he is definitely dead.
Oh, super dead. And a dead dog is not beneficial.
He takes the dog to like a local dogs or like pet cemetery, like the Beach Boys album. It's between a couple of buildings.
God damn it! That was my bit. I was so ready for it, and you were.
You had your phone. You're texting God knows what instead of paying attention to the show.
Damn, no,
that's on you.
I'm paying attention.
That's on you.
But I was so fucking excited about saying that. God damn it!
It's on you, pal.
Lucas, Pet Cemetery by the Beach Boys, one of the best albums ever.
Summarize it in 10 seconds.
No.
He refuses. That's fine. He tries to like replace a dog and I don't know.
Yeah.
Other stuff. You watched this 2.5 times to get like 40% of the way through the show.
Sorry.
That's all right.
That's it. We're cutting it off right there. And that's fine because I think there's plenty of turbulence to be had when it comes to this program, right? Yeah.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Sexy voice, right, Lucas? I mean, that's
Super sexy.
super sexy.
Hey, Lori Garcia is live YouTubing right now.
All right.
Okay, there's a general collective reading. It's not going to resonate with all
Like we can't talk to her. She can't hear us, but she's doing her live tarot readings right now.
To this channel. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Look at that.
Hit the notification button as well.
Nice piece of
because
ass.
I drop content all the time and I go live. If the reading resonated or you found it amusing, go ahead and comment down below. If you like a personal reading in the description.
All right, goodbye, Lori. Good luck with your show.
I love Lori because she's a fellow Simpsons nerd.
There you go.
She has sent me 2 Simpsons things recently. Holy Christ! How new is that?
This one, it's about a week old.
Ooh.
Did you see that? Look at that shit.
Oh, nice.
Holy
That's
cow.
fucking badass.
Well, go all the way up. There's like a black and white one up there. Who's that?
It's not done yet. I got to get more work
It's the
done on
Androids Dungeon guy, comic book guy. Is that who that is?
Yes.
Nice.
I
like it.
Speaking of Androids Dungeon, Lori Garcia sent me something from the Androids Dungeon recently. Do you remember the show where like Lisa's like hanging out with Nelson and she goes to Nelson's bedroom? And there's a thing on the wall that says "Nuke the Whales."
Yes.
Lori Garcia just sent me a Nuke the Whales poster.
You guys
That's
are getting
awesome.
married, right?
Maybe, I don't know. And she also sent me a cross stitch from the UK that someone made. It says Bart Simpson's soul on it. And
You
it
showed me that. I had showed you a picture of that guitar I painted.
Okay.
With Kurt Cobain Homer on it.
Right.
And you sent me a picture of that.
Yeah.
Why haven't you asked her to marry you yet?
She lives like 1,000 miles away, and
She's 1,000 miles from nowhere.
Lucas, why
Time
didn't
don't matter to me.
Why didn't Carlton, your
I'm
doorman, works?
1,000 miles from nowhere.
I'd say for one thing, timing. Back in, this was 1980, I have here...
Turn it off. He's trying to fucking talk.
Up to this point, only 2 animated shows had lasted in prime time.
Can I guess? Can I guess them?
For more than one season. Yeah, guess them.
You guess one, Blake. 1980. Flintstones.
Okay.
Jetsons. Is that it?
Not the Jetsons. Jetsons actually, after their first season, went to Saturday mornings.
So Flintstones is one of them.
Flintstones is one of them.
What's another animated show, Blake, that would have done well back in the 60s, 70s? Oh, boy.
No, I don't know.
Magilla Gorilla.
No.
Who is it?
School of Rock.
School of Rock.
Something called Wait Until Your Father Gets Home?
Oh, yeah.
No one's ever heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
Hey, I just watched Abducted in Plain Sight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wait till your father gets home because he's a fucking idiot and doesn't know you're getting fucking molested.
Good Lord.
I'm so angry about that.
Jesus Christ. I don't know anything about that, what you're talking about.
So timing, there wasn't really a market back then for
primetime
animated shows. The audio in this I thought was horrible.
Well, I think it might have been the copy that we were watching.
I was wondering that, and it's off YouTube.
You learned a few things after 170 episodes.
And honestly, who wants to watch a show about a dog dying?
Yeah,
I mean,
that was rough.
May have not been the best idea for the first episode.
Sure.
But it was definitely more adult themed, I think.
It was. I think now, if the show is out now, you guys have talked in the past about Adult Swim.
Yeah.
This is an Adult Swim style show.
I think that's probably the case.
This is not something primetime. This isn't a family thing.
Right.
Thinking in 1980s terms, the big shows are like MASH.
4077.
Cheers.
So,
Rhoda.
This doesn't fit in back then.
Right. The content was more now than it was 80s.
And honestly, Carlton's not likable. He's supposed to be the main character. I don't sympathize with him. I kind of hate him. He's lazy.
He lives in squalor.
We didn't get to it in the episode, but Mr. Schaffman, he's happy the dog is dead.
Yeah.
People don't want to see that.
Yeah.
They didn't want to see it in 1980. Maybe now because people suck more now.
Right.
But I would have been happier if Carlton had died than I was that the dog died.
Ooh, okay. Wow. Okay. Blake, what would you do to improve the show? Would it be the death of Carlton?
No. The tempo of this cartoon is very slow.
Yeah.
Just like Carlton's voice. I understand what they were doing, but his voice was slow. His cadence was slow, and so was this cartoon. And I was just waiting for the next thing to happen.
Okay.
And I agree totally with Lucas that having a dog die in the first 10 minutes of the show, nobody wants to see a pet die.
Probably not.
But we'd love to see those old lady titties. Am I right, guys?
Guys, I think we're going to have to high-five that shit.
I agree with Blake on that.
The titties.
That too. But everything was really drawn out.
Oh, yeah.
If this could have been chopped up and put in as shorts in a variety show or something, much better.
Very Simpson-esque, right? When the Simpsons were, a short during the Tracy Ullman show. But, I mean, you're just, the whole time you're watching this, you're waiting for him to finish a sentence. You're just wanting to push past his sentences.
Yeah, I mean, if he was on the Rhoda show and they deemed him worthy to be on that program for 80-plus episodes, there's something there about that character. Sure. Maybe not to be a main character. Maybe there's a reason he wasn't a main character.
So you don't want him to have long hair?
I don't care. But I liked him. I liked the cadence of him. But the show was maybe a little slow. It's uncharted territory. If you want to watch adult-themed cartoons back then, you're going to have to go to some weird corner shop, or you're going to have to catch something in the theater that's only probably going to be around for 1 weekend. It wasn't done back there. We see it all the time now with The Simpsons and Family Guy, practically anything on Adult Swim. 1980 rolls around, there is no adult. Even the Flintstones weren't that adult. in nature, you know?
Sure.
I mean, there were some themes there, but it wasn't done.
His cadence is very Stephen Wright-ish.
Yeah.
So, you know, and obviously Mitch Hedberg followed Stephen Wright. I prefer, or not prefer, but I particularly liked his delivery. I didn't like the length of the scenes, though.
Yeah, maybe he had it was a good character, just not utilized properly, and definitely the wrong story, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, real quick, Wilma or Betty? Which one did you have sex with first? Jason,
Betty boy,
Lucas,
Wilma for me,
and Blake Clayton.
I'm gonna do Betty all the way.
Hell yeah!
I was thinking Blake would go both.
Well, Wilma's got
what?
long hair that I think is kind of bunned up, but Betty's got that short hair revealing that neck that you covet so much.
Oh, I covet the neck.
I'm just thinking redheads are crazier, so that's got to translate to.
You know what? The redhead version that I had, pretty fucking lame. To be honest,
she didn't know anything. She's a virgin. People again kind of covet virgins, but they don't know anything.
So you're saying if I had sex with her today?
Oh yeah,
God, I wish I remembered her name. I wish I could remember her name.
And then
I
you go.
have no
Then you go
fucking
for it as a
idea.
married man. You have no idea what her name even is.
Yeah, I would go. I would go on Facebook and see what she looks like.
I think you want Betty too because I think Wilma's a bit of a whore. She's always got that pearl necklace on.
Hey Blake, do you have a go-to nickname for the girls in case you don't remember their names?
Bitches.
Bitches. You just say, "Come over here, bitch."
Well, yeah, no, I just say that bitch I fucked.
Well, I mean, when you're talking to them, though.
Oh, when I'm talking to them?
Yeah.
No, I know their name at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely know their name at the time, but I lose.
You just erase those awful memories.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just testing the board.
Oh, yeah. That's why I took my headphones off.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. We talk about people have seen this, and now other people rate it and comment on it. IMDb, there is a score out there. Did either of you guys cheat and go to IMDb and see?
I did not go, but I have a score.
Okay.
I looked back in December. I was trying to find out more about the show. I think I remember the score.
We'll start with Blake. There's a scale of 1 to 10 decimal points to the 10th degree in place.
6.5.
All right.
Was it 6.5?
It is an 8.0, and that's from 20.
Are you fucking?
Have I ever made it a point to joke about the IMDb score?
That's fucking crazy.
I'm not joking. I never joke about it.
Every time you watch a pilot that sucks, the IMDb score is fucking outrageous.
From 27 rating.
I feel like people go on there and rate sarcastically just
Yeah.
to get people to suffer through this.
That's true.
Critic reviews Scampy from the Spirochet Trail says, "Sigh, I wanted to like this special. I really did. The ingredients were all there, a wonderful lead voice actor, appealing animation, and an intriguing premise. Instead, I left with the lingering question as to how such a crude and mean-spirited story managed to impress the powers that be to pick up an Emmy, beating out Peanuts. She's a good skate." I don't know what that is. She's a good skate, Charlie Brown. The Dr. Seuss penned Pantoffel Pock, Where Are You? And the Pink Panther in Alum Pinks. So you're right. Those are like three known things. You got Dr. Seuss, Charlie Brown, and Pink Panther. We all know what that shit is. And it beat out all those. Very odd. I'll hazard a guess that the judges gave it points for being different. In an age where animation was regarded almost exclusively as kids' affair, populated largely by magical beings and anthropomorphic creatures, I can see why some might have found Carlton's offbeat, adult-oriented roughness to be refreshing, but unfortunately none of that holds up with time. As a voice actor, Lorenzo Music oozes likability, so it's a grand thing that he would go on to a prosperous career across the next decade, voicing one of the most iconic cartoon characters of the era. Carlton, your dog killer and sex pests post-Rhoda career began and ended with this special, and that's equally grand. I wouldn't objectively call it a worse one-off special / failed pilot than Houndtown, but it does leave a far, far nastier taste in the mouth. We saw Houndtown.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was not great.
No, it's not.
Picks and Pans. This is from People magazine from 1980 after this came out. It says, the drippy voice on Rhoda's intercom deserved a better fate than this silly cartoon special that has him working in a seedy hotel, which I don't think was a hotel.
No, not at all.
Carlton's voice is still that of Rhoda producer Lorenzo Music. He and wife Henrietta flopped so badly with their syndicated variety show in 1976 that perhaps they may never venture on camera again. Little did they know, a scant 6-7 years later, he would be voicing Garfield.
Yeah.
Viewer reviews. These are all culled from Reddit. These are the only places I found viewer reviews. One says, boy, was that bland. One says, wow, only got through the first 12 minutes. I don't know how to relate to Carlton at all. This looks like the production company was pandering to some sort of burnt-out hippie population that was still floating around in the early 80s.
That's funny.
This one's...
What would it have changed if they had the Hippy Dippy... What's that comic's name? The Hippy Dippy Weatherman.
Oh, George Carlin.
Would they have pulled it off if George Carlin did the voice?
Did the voice? I don't know. He was definitely alive then. Here's a weird fact, also pulled from Reddit. Bill Murray played Venkman in the film Ghostbusters. Lorenzo Music played him on the TV cartoon. Oh. Lorenzo Music played Garfield on the TV version. Bill Murray played him in the film. That's kind of a Lyndon B. Johnson, JFK...
Born away, what else do you have to say?
All right.
I didn't start the fire.
Oh, merciful
Lucas,
heavens.
have you ever started a fire?
Have I ever started a fire?
Yeah.
In a kitchen at my home.
Oh, sorry. Everything good?
Was it good?
No, is everything good now?
Was the fire?
Yeah, everything's good.
Was the fire good?
Fire. I picked up a flaming pan, dropped it. It caught the curtains.
Whoa, jeez, that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Well, you're a little bit backfired on you.
I had a flaming pan once.
And what does that mean?
His name was Bruce.
Oh, God. We're at the end. Thank Christ Almighty. 1 to 7 is the scale. We have to rate this pilot, and we're doing so in the fashion of a television program from the 1990s, affectionately and accurately known as Wings. 1 to 7 is all the characters. Number 1's the worst score you're going to get. It's Roy Biggins. Number 7 is the best score you're going to get. It's Brian Hackett. Lucas, thank you for joining us today. I turn to you first. How do you rate Carlton, your Doorman?
You gave the animation bump, right?
Gave this an animation bump. You know, this feels like it could have worked with a different story.
Yeah.
As I said, it could have worked chopped up in a variety show, but they didn't do that. Like Blake said, it drug out too long. I'm going to have to, with the bump, I'm going to have to go 3.
With the bump of 3, okay.
With the bump of 3?
With the bump of 3. All right, Captain Philip, rest assured, I turn to you. How do you rate Carlton, your Doorman?
When I met Lucas, I knew that we're kindling spirits.
And the kindling is what you use to start a fire.
Hey, we didn't start the fire.
How long is it burning?
Since the world's been turning, right? I gave this a booby bump because there was saggy boobs and bouncy boobs.
Yeah. Got to get those boob bumps.
I'm giving it a 3.
Also a 3. Kindling spirits, indeed. And now
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
That's right. And now I turn the camera on my cell phone to turn to myself, and I say I will give this a 4. I'm not giving it a bump of any kind, but I do like this animation. It feels cheap, it feels ridiculous, but it harkens back to a simpler time. I like 80s and 70s animation. Something about it feels...
The domination of animation.
I love to be dominated by cartoons. But
how do they do that? Can you describe how a cartoon would dominate you?
Sure, you just put a bunch of papers on top of yourself and lay there.
And jerk off?
Sure. The animation was almost Fat Albertian in nature,
Okay,
I would
that's
say.
good. Did you recognize the Munsters? Remember when we watched that?
I do remember that. That's the first season's shit for our program. That's years ago.
Did you see that in it?
After you said it, I feel it. Yeah, but I didn't think about it at the time.
Yeah, you should have.
My apologies. I give it a 4. You give it a 3. Lucas gives it a 3. And with that, we close the book on Carlton, your Doorman, and we will never speak of that show again.
Ever.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Good God.
Here's a little something to wet your whistle. Marvel's hard-boiled hero is brought back to fight the menace of Hydra, who has seized a deadly virus and threatens the destruction of America. You can find the entire episode of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. by subscribing to Couch Pilots in SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes.
Okay.
Or go to YouTube, Lucas.
And you know what to do, too.
Nice.
Oh, boy, this guy knows what's up.
You know, to be honest with you, I'm going to give him like mad props because
You gonna give it a Lucas bump?
I give this episode of Couch Pilots a Lucas bump for sure. He knew what was going on.
Whole way through.
Proper preparation prevents a piss poor performance, and Lucas did that.
Yeah, you prevented a piss poor performance.
I appreciate it.
That's what she said.
Oh boy, couchpilotspodcast.com. We paid for the site. You visit it. We don't visit
That's coming
it.
up
You
pretty
visit it.
soon.
How much you got to pay for that?
The bill. I'm not going to talk about it online.
Are we online right now? Beep, boop, boop, beep. You
The
go
number
there.
you have reached has been disconnected. You want to see porn? You got to wait an hour.
No, I want it now. I want porno now.
Pornos for pyros.
Hell yeah, porno for pyros. Perry Farrell.
You know, that does. Okay.
Here we go.
Do you
All
wanna
right,
hear-
here it
hear-
is.
Lucas is here. I'm going to give this story. So, because
give the Lucas bump.
Let's get the Lucas bump. So, I dated a girl named Jamie Toomey, and we have talked about her before.
Sure.
She's the one that, above her bed in her apartment, she had a poster of Perry Farrell.
Sure.
And there's many a nights where I'm banging her from behind,
Locking eyes with them.
locking eyes with Perry Farrell. And you know what? To be honest, I have never listened to one of their songs since I quit talking to her.
Well, he was in Porno for Pyros and Jane's Addiction.
Yeah.
But I think he had a solo album or two. So so you're familiar with their catalog.
Oh, believe me, I am.
Are you saying when you hear his voice, it's just instant orgasm, and you don't want to go through that?
It's tied to that.
It was 9/10 of the best sex I've ever had.
So yeah, like
She had roast beef lips, and I love it.
Oh, good lord, that story's done. We're
First
done
girl
with
I peed on.
First, good lord, in a series of urinations. You are. You know what? I don't like to use
She
the
was-
word deviant very much.
She was banging. She was banging, but she was so fucked up in the head. She's the one that like attacked me like in my office when I worked for Park.
All right.
She came in and she like was mad at me and she physically attacked me. And
She sobered up and realized you had pissed on her.
no, she was mad.
Go to couchpilotspodcast.com.
Good segue.
Oh, we got to cut the piss off. We can't. No
I
more.
tried to
pissed
find her
off.
on YouTube. If any fans can find Jamie Toomey, I cannot find anything about her on the internet. I want to see what she looks like now if she's even alive.
She's dead, man.
She's probably
She
dead.
pissed her life away. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on all that shit. You can follow us. There, finally registered. couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com. Call us at 910-PILOTS1. That's 910-745-6871. Leave us a voicemail. Everything I just mentioned.
Lucas has done it.
He's done it twice, I believe. Right?
No.
Yeah, Jason likes to play voicemails that I tell him not to play.
Oh.
He did tell me not to play one. I
But
definitely
then
did.
why do you leave him if you tell him not to play him?
Good question.
I regretted it after I left it. You
know
guys
what?
hated it.
That's happened a lot of times.
You guys totally panned it on air. I knew you would.
Yeah.
No, no religion, no politics, no regrets. Okay. Patreon.com. You can go there and you can donate money monthly or a one-time thing, and there is the amount of money will directly be associated with the kind of thing that we give back to you. Right. So if you want something from us or something like you can have video of Captain Philip Restisher's anal probe recent. And did they give you back your polyp? Can you give that away to someone?
No, I did not receive it.
Oh boy.
Have your own personal episode that does not air, correct?
Oh yeah, if you pay enough, we will do an episode just for you.
Your own personal.
What are you looking
episode.
at? Are you looking for Jamie Toomey?
I'm looking for Jamie Toomey.
You're not getting a moment of positivity this week. You can't
No,
stop.
I got.
Then
I'm
fucking
on-
do it. Stop
The
looking
show
at your
is-
goddamn phone. We're trying to have a fucking show here.
This show is built on the back of Blake's songs.
Okay.
Thank you. Then I will do this in song. I will do my message of poverty in song. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again to put your girlfriend in the bathtub. Piss all over her tatas. She will like it. She'll say she does that, but you can tell in her face that she does. The positivity comes from this. Lucas, thank you for being on the show. You're one of the best guests we've ever had. You knew what your fucking marks were, and I appreciate that. You're awesome. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you guys having me.
You worked a lot harder than anybody has ever worked to be on this show.
I picked him up earlier to bring him here, and he had that notebook full of notes. I knew he was prepared.
And I feel bad because we didn't go through a third of his notes.
You know what? Enough money on Patreon. We'll have Lucas read all of his notes to you. Thank you very much, Lucas.
Lucas, will you sign those notes and then we can use them as a gift?
I definitely will.
Nice.
Very good. This pilot may have been rough, but it is always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
I will see you next Monday, bitches.